Thanks for joining us on another edition of American RVer. On this show, we bring you a look at one of the Southeast Sales and Service Center's Alliance Coach, located in Wildwood, Florida. Brett Howard, Vice President, gives us a tour of the facility and tells us about some positive changes coming soon. We think you'll enjoy this edition of American RVer.
Welcome to this edition of American RVer. We're in Wildwood, Florida today, and we are at Alliance Coach in Wildwood. And with me is Brett Howard. He's a Vice President here at Alliance. And we want to introduce you to this company and tell you a little bit about it, a little bit about Brett. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, tell me about Alliance Coach and how this came to be, because I know this used to be a Monaco facility.
Yes, this was the factory service center for Monaco for 8 years, and after Monaco's bankruptcy, I partnered with a very good friend of mine, coach owner Alan and Judy Shapiro, and they bought the property and partnered with me and one of the prior managers, and we opened this facility in September of '09. Now
you were working for Monaco, right? You were one of their lead techs or supervisor of all their techs? What was that?
20-year employee at Monaco.
Oh, yeah.
The last 8 years I was the operations manager for service in Florida for Monaco.
Oh, okay.
And prior to that I'd run some service departments, and in the past I was a technician and a phone tech and then parts. So
I know everybody says call Brett, he knows everything there is to know.
I really don't know everything. I just know who to call.
Is that what it is? Well, tell me what happens when a customer comes here, and I know you do a lot of service. You do body work, you do cabinetry, you replace refrigerators, you do engine work.
We can do pretty much everything on an RV except for an in-frame overhaul on the engine. We've got a 42-bay service facility, 2 65-foot paint booths, and 15 more bays outside the building that we can use for service.
So when someone comes in with their coach, they come to the front door, what's going to happen?
Well, they're going to walk in the front door and they'll see our receptionist, and the receptionist will greet them and give them their campsite and introduce them to their service advisor. And in the next couple hours, the service advisor will come out to the coach and write up all the service repairs and bring them in, and you'll get to see our big service center.
Hey, now how often does it happen that someone comes in for one thing and by the time they leave there's like 4 or 5 things?
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah, it happened to us when we came here.
Yeah, you can't get in and out with one item.
Right, okay. Well, if you don't mind, let's take a trip back to your service area and see what that looks like.
Very good, let's go.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
We've moved out into the shop. Now, this is a great view from up above. I know the customer's not going to see this. But you were saying that you had 42 inside bays to work on coaches. Do you work on any brand of motor coach?
We work on any and all brands. We're a Monaco factory service facility. We also do warranty work for Tiffin, all the Thor products. We'll work independently with customers on Winnebagos. We've recently become a Gulfstream towable dealer, so we can do Gulfstream warranty. But we'll work with any manufacturer's warranty and all extended warranties and insurance companies.
Oh, that's great, great. Now, not only do you have the facility inside, so it's an all-weather place, but I know you've got some spots outside.
We have another 15 bays outside that we can work undercover with power. During the summer months, a lot of the guys choose to work out there rather than inside the building.
This is pretty big. How many employees do you have?
We're up to about 80 employees now in 30 months.
Wow. So you've come a long ways. Projections are probably pretty good for Alliance,
We've
too.
Better than quadrupled what we've projected that we would do by this point.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that for you. That's great.
Very exciting.
Now, you also can do inside work, so upholstery.
We do upholstery, cabinet work, flooring, basically anything that can be done in an RV, built or modified, we can do that here. We do handicap accessibility. We've done roll-in showers, exterior lifts. We do a ton of television upgrades, going from tube style or the earlier LCDs and plasmas to the current high-tech. We've even done a couple 3D televisions.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm waiting for the price to come down on those, then we'll get one.
Well, then we'll put one in your coach too.
I think we can handle that. Brett, it looks like you've got a complete metal fabrication shop back here too.
Yes, we do. We can manufacture any part, any metal part that's necessary for an RV. We make our own baggage doors. We can fabricate any type of baggage doors.
Okay, so when I had my tire blow out and I needed a new door on the back compartment, you would have been able to make that door, put it on instead of waiting to order a whole door.
Yeah, we could turn a door around in between 2 and 5 days, depending on the complexity of the door.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, rather than waiting 6 to 8 weeks from a factory service center.
Right, yeah, because they're all busy making new coaches, so to add a repair in probably is hard for them. Yeah, that's great. So it's just an aluminum frame, and then you've got insulation, you put door handles, and then obviously you can paint these to match your coaches.
Paint anything to match.
Do you have a design team? So if someone wanted to come in and completely redo their paint job, you would do that?
We have people that have painted Prevos in the past and done layout and setup, and we can do anything in the way of custom paint or factory repairs.
And you have 2 big paint booths here, is that what you told me?
2 65-foot paint booths.
Okay, so that can accommodate anything.
We can put a 45-foot Prevo bus in them. We do double-decker trailers to match the coaches. We'll custom paint tow cars to match the coach.
Right. I've seen some of those along the road. It's amazing. They can even tow something. It seems almost as big as the coach itself.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay, let's go take a look at the paint booth. Brett, what else does a paint booth need beside a big space?
Well, it requires a 300,000 BTU heating unit to heat it up to 120 degrees to bake the paint. This is one of our 2 65-foot paint booths, and what you see right now is the installation of a 3M mask after doing a collision repair on the front of this coach.
It looks brand new.
Better than new.
Better than new. I like the way you think. Now, in some facilities, when they build a coach, they do like a water test and everything. Do you have to worry about any of that kind of thing?
Yeah. Out on our east end of the building, we do have a water test area, and we water test slide outs after slide out repairs and leak repairs.
Hey, have you ever built a slide out for somebody? Say it was an older coach and they wanted to add a slide?
We have not added a slide out to date. But we have completely reconstructed a slide out after an accident and after water damage.
Right.
We actually have the ability to pull a complete full wall slide out of a coach, lay it on its back, and disassemble it for repair.
Wow. That's a lot of heavy duty equipment.
It is. And speaking of that, there's a lot of units now that are suffering from rotten slide out floors. We stock about 20-foot long slide out floors to replace rotten floors.
Well, it sounds like the nice thing here is you've got parts, you've got supplies, you've got the cabinet shop, you've got the upholstery shop. Someone can come in and within a reasonable amount of time get just about anything repaired.
Just about anything.
When we were talking about painting, you said something about complete sidewall replacement?
Yeah, what you see here is a feat you won't find at really any other service center in the country, and that's a full sidewall replacement. We're able to remove a sidewall after an accident, after there's been some water damage, a frame repair, and reinstall a brand new sidewall. And we can actually do it as good or better than the original adhesion from the factory. We use crown composite sidewalls. It's crane composite sidewalls, which is the same components that most of the RVs manufactured in the Elkhart area use, and we use the same urethane adhesive that's used in the production facilities.
I'm just finding it fascinating seeing what a sidewall looks like without that cap on it, and how they do all the installation, and you can see the structure of the metal and everything. I'm pretty impressed.
Well, thank you. There's 2 common ways of installing a sidewall. One is a vacuum bonded method, and we can duplicate that with the adhesives that we're using and the materials we're using. And the other style is a free hanging wall. And that's much easier to duplicate, but we can do that here also.
Fantastic. When it comes to the cabinet shop, I know we talked about replacing TVs and maybe fixing a cabinet drawer or something, but it's really a lot more than that, isn't it?
It really is. The cabinet shop does everything from small remodels to rehabs after water leaks and fires.
Yeah, and if you've got a water leak, and you told me earlier, even if you've got a small leak, maybe you don't even know it's there, it can really cause a lot of damage in your subflooring or in your walls.
It really can. I think you shot some footage earlier of a coach with the slide out pulled out, and all that was is a result of a small water leak. So
wow.
The sign there is if you see water, you need to get it addressed, and get it addressed right away.
Right, okay. One of the great features I'm noticing is you've got a campground here. So when someone comes in for service, or if they're buying a new coach, they need to transfer things over, you've got a paved campground for people to stay in.
Yeah, currently we have 40 sites paved with power and electric. Our guests
And water.
And water. We have a single sewer dump station. We do want people to come in for service and such, but we don't have a long-term resort, so to speak.
Right. When the service is done, you'd like them to enjoy the rest of Florida or wherever their next destination is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's really great. And you know, where better to meet other people than at a campground? That's where, as RVers, as part of the lifestyle, is getting out, talking to everybody, maybe having a happy hour, just visiting.
And meeting people.
And meeting people is the best part. That's what we like about it the most.
There's your new coach.
Is that it? Okay.
We'll be back with more of Alliance Coach after the break.
Charlotte, North Carolina is a special place. You have the Panthers, the beautiful skyline, and of course, Lowe's Motor Speedway and NASCAR. But for RVers, Charlotte is home to the best satellite sales and service company in the Southeast. Cordell Satellite Sales and Service specializes in installation and repair of TV and Internet satellite dish systems. Cordell has been installing Motosat Internet uplink systems for your favorite NASCAR drivers. The best news is that you too can get Motosat satellite Internet. If you're tired of fighting with your air card or trying to find a Wi-Fi hotspot, give Cordell a call at 704-264-9486 or email them at mohotogo@cs.com. Their certified technicians do make house calls.
Trust Cordell Sales and Service to install or repair your dish. We did.
Remember, since 1995, it's Cordell Satellite Sales and Service. As they always say, once a customer, a friend for life. Call 704-264-9486 for your satellite TV and Internet needs. Now, one of the other parts of Alliance, of course, is your sales division. Tell me a little bit about that. I know you've got several new coaches, you've got several used coaches that you have available.
Well, actually, we're very excited to announce that in the next couple of weeks we're going to become a Platinum Sales and Service Center.
Well, what does that mean?
For Monaco Coach and Holiday Rambler. And what that means is we're going to be the premier factory service location on the East Coast for Monaco and Holiday Rambler, and we're going to be exclusively Monaco and Holiday Rambler motorized. We're also carrying a line of the Yellowstone fifth wheel product.
Okay, just to expand your offerings, so it's not just a Class A offering.
Yes.
Right. Okay, I've got to ask you, what's your favorite motor coach?
My favorite motor coach.
Yeah, do you have a favorite?
Well, I personally have a Dynasty, so I guess I'd have to say
that
my
would
favorite
be
is a Dynasty.
So you find that you've got something from the Vesta, so an entry-level coach for a Monaco brand, all the way up to the top of the line.
Yes, we do. We have actually we have all the way from the travel trailer with the canvas sides that pop out, all the way up to the top of the line Monaco Dynasty, Holiday Rambler Navigator, and maybe even someday you'll see some Prevost buses in here for sale.
That'd be awesome. Now, as far as people coming to Wildwood, not everybody's going to come here, so do you do a lot of shows throughout the country?
Yeah, we have a very busy show schedule this year. Starting in November, we're traveling around the local show circuit, so to speak, FMCA's, Good Sam rallies, and then we'll do a couple of the national conventions also throughout the country.
It's good to keep your name out there in front of the people, but I know that your philosophy involves people being happy when they leave your facility, so word of mouth is probably your best form of advertisement.
Word of mouth is key, and our philosophy here at Alliance Coach is that nobody's perfect. We're going to make mistakes every day. It's not the mistakes that we make, it's the final outcome. We believe in doing what's right, and in the end, we'll always do what's right.
Brent, let's get a little more personal about how you started the company or how that came into being. We talked about it briefly at the beginning of the show, but there's an interesting story there, I have to feel.
It is a very interesting story, and it's not just me that helped put this all together. It's a whole group of people that put it together. Upon the failure of the whole RV industry, when Monaco went bankrupt, it left a group of us here unemployed. And through some friendships with a coach owner, Alan and Judy Shapiro, we were able to formulate this alliance, and
and that's how you got the name.
That's how we got the name. We wanted something that, in a name that would embody our whole philosophy. And Caroline Champion, one of our partners, was able to come up with Alliance Coach, and it really says what we are. We're an alliance. Coach owners, not only coach owners as people that come in to have their units repaired and buy new units from us, but coach owners is in the coach owners that helped us buy the facility and open it. It's an alliance with our customers. It's an alliance with our employees. When we all came in here, we all sacrificed and started with a very low pay scale in order to get this whole machine rolling. So it's a very interesting story, and it actually started over a campfire.
What a great way to start a business. Camping. It's an RV place. That's perfect.
It is an RV place.
So the good news is you are actually an RVer, so you understand what RV owners are going through.
Yeah, I have a real passion for RVing, and in fact, been in the industry for about 20 years. Started with Monaco just as a teenager right out of high school, and really have enjoyed the RV industry from beginning to end.
Now, when you formed this alliance and restarted with Alliance Coach, how many employees did you start with?
Our plan was to start with 6, and fortunately with the demand and the customers that came to us, we were able to start with 12 employees. We hoped to be at 20 by the first of the year, and we actually were at 29 by the end of our first year. That continued to grow. It started as a service-based business, just doing service. So many people were calling us and asking us to help them find coaches and to help sell their coaches. We started doing consignments, and then that grew into sales. So for our second year, we mostly handled consignments. About halfway through the year, we were contacted by Monaco to become a dealer of new units. So we became successful with that, and now at the end of our second year, we're a full-line Monaco and Holiday Rambler dealer. Sold about 250 coaches last year.
Oh, that is terrific. That's truly one of those American success stories. I mean, you found a niche. There was a blank space up here in northern Florida for someone to get service done. You were able to fall into that or make that happen and turn it into a successful business.
And fill a real void.
Right.
And if you walk through our service center and our campground, you're going to see that we have plates from all over the country. We have people that come to see us from California, Washington, Oregon, New York, Maine, the whole eastern seaboard, the center of the country. So it's not just the southeast. We really service everybody in the country.
And where do you see this company going from this point forward? We're in the beginning of 2012.
To be honest with you, I have no idea how far this is going to go. All we can do is our best every day and make sure that we take care of every customer that comes in here the best that we can, whether they're buying or having their unit serviced.
Right. Well, thanks for being with me today, Brett. I sure do appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate you coming by, and send all your friends.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you.
For all your satellite TV and internet needs, call Cordell Satellite Sales and Service at 704-264-9486.